Hi everyone and welcome back to SanaA's garden, and welcome if you're new here. I hope you all are doing great and staying safe. So in this video I shall be briefly discussing about how to plant a gladiolus. So gladiolus is a classic perennial known for its tall flower spikes and large colorful blooms. Gladioli blooms make for great cutting flowers and also look very spectacular in summer bouquets. So I ordered this selection of gladioli corms from suttons.co.uk. I shall link the exact ones down below in the description box. These are the summer selection gladioli corms. I think they just have all the colors in them, which is really nice. Planting of a gladioli corms is really simple, and I shall discuss all the important points that need to be kept in mind before we plant them. So whenever I'm planting anything, the first thing I always discuss is when to plant them. So gladioli corms can be planted in spring, once the danger of a frost has passed essentially and the soil has warmed up at least to say 55 degrees, which is 13 degrees Celsius. From your last frost date to early summer, plant another round of corms every 10 days or so. This will result in continuous blooms through early fall, and depending upon the variety it takes between 60 and 90 days from the time the glads are planted for the corms to root, grow and bloom. So if you want a continuous bloom supply of the gladiolus all summer long, planting them every 10 days apart is the way to go. So I had planted my first batch of gladioli corms in March, and I do have some of my gladioli corms left over which I shall be planting in a coming few days. Now coming to the second point, which is where to plant your gladiolus. So gladiolus likes to be planted in a full sun location. So if you're planting your gladioli corms in the ground, make sure to plant them in a full sun location or an area which gets at least 4 to 8 hours of sunlight. Now coming to the next point, which is the soil type. Gladioli like well drained soil that is moderately fertile, and they will not do well in heavy or soggy soil. So please make sure that if you're planting your gladioli corms in the ground, that the soil is not waterlogged in that area. So for me, I'm planting them in containers, which is fulfilling two of the needs already, which is the sunlight and also the soil type. I can totally control how the soil is, and also I can move my container to a sunny area. So I'm using a very well draining fluffy compost to plant my gladioli corms. Now coming to the most important point, which is how to plant the gladiolus. So to ensure that you get large blooms, make sure that you plant the corms which are at least 1.25 inch in diameter or larger. So planting is really simple. Just place the corm in the hole about 4 inches deep or just on a layer of a compost with the pointed end facing up, and cover it with the soil and press it firmly. So the spacing has to be at least 6 to 8 inches apart. I may be planting them a little bit closer because I want a bouquet effect in my container. So if you are growing gladioli primarily for cut flowers, plant them in rows. It is easier to tend the plants and to harvest the flowers. So if you're planting your gladiolus in the borders or annual beds, plant the corms in groups of 7 or more for the best effect. Now coming to the watering. Water your gladioli corms thoroughly after planting them, and a regular watering is required for better growth and bigger blooms. So if you get less than 1 inch of rain a week, water your plants regularly throughout the summer. The next thing on list is fertilizing. So Gladiolus likes high potash feed, so you can use any tomato fertilizer or any high potash fertilizer and apply it every 2 weeks as soon as the flower spikes emerge and until at least 3 weeks after flowering. You can also use a water soluble fertilizer when the plants are 10 inches tall and again when the flowers start to show some color. The next important thing to consider is protecting your gladioli corms after planting them. I have a big problem with the squirrels in my garden. They always like to dig up everything that I plant. So I'm securing my container with this chicken wire so it is all safe and secure. So if you have any other garden pests or squirrels or rodents or even rabbits around you, I would highly recommend you to do this one. And now our planting is done and I'm thoroughly watering my containers. So that's it for this video. I hope you all really enjoyed watching this one and thanks for watching. Keep gardening. Bye.